Hey there, good morning. It's JB, and we're going to talk about it again. You know, my guest today, I've been trying for a couple of months now to work her in for a couple of reasons. This is Regina Gower.
Hello.
And she is with Healthy Living with Regina. And what I meant by that is I wanted you on my show, but as much as I don't want to, I need to be one of your students at some point. So this is the idea to get me my motivation, okay?
Hey, we all have to have something that makes us move, right?
That's it.
This is your marker.
Okay. Well, give me the elevator speech. Who is Regina? Who is she?
Well, first, I am just a normal person. I don't eat clean all the time. I do like brownies and I like wine. People say, you must exercise all the time. Absolutely not true. I am an average person. I am a mother. I am a grandmother. I help take care of my mother. I am a sister, a daughter. But I got into fitness as I got older. I ran track. Well, I mean, I pretended like I ran track. I became a better runner as I aged. I played basketball in high school, but I was a better cheerleader. So I grew up moving, and when I started my education, I decided that I didn't want to do what I'd gotten educated to do. So I went and followed my passion, which is I love to teach, and I love to help people live their best life through eating healthy and moving their body intentionally and in a way that makes them feel good.
At all age levels.
At all age levels.
That's
yes.
good to know.
Yes.
You know, I think we have some pictures of your family because I know you're very family oriented.
Yes.
And
yes.
I'm sorry, Steve, because I know you had a great picture up there, but we have some pictures of her family, your kids.
Yes.
Your grandkids.
Yes. Yes.
It's coming. It'll be there in a minute. But at any rate, you guys, what do you do together as a family?
So we have 5 grandchildren, and our youngest one is 8 months old. So we haven't taught him how to ride bikes yet, but we've taught all of our grandbabies how to ride bikes out here in Northwest Arkansas. It's a perfect place to teach your children how to ride. And we've just actually taught them how to continue to be active no matter what age they are. And it doesn't have to be something difficult. It's just to make note that it's actually important. Yes, there I am with my husband and grandson and son.
You were.
I was.
And now
yeah.
you're not, but okay.
But that is the silliness that my family is. So that is my brother dressed up as the beautiful redhead.
It's going to show up here in a minute. I'm sorry, Steve. You can fire me later. It's okay. Anyway, there you go. There you are with your family. See, the
Yes.
bikes.
So I have my grandson, my son, my husband, and a younger grandson over to the side. And they actually all enjoy biking, and it's just a really great way to get outside and have a good time, and also teach them the balance that you need, and the ability to pedal at the same time and switch gears, so it enhances it enhances your muscular strength too in your brain.
So you do, let's see if I remember, you bike. You do yoga. You have yoga classes.
I do.
Do you do personal training routines as well, like with weights and things like that?
Yes.
You do assessments?
I do assessments. I sure do. So when I start a one-on-one session with someone, I give them a questionnaire, medical forms, all that stuff, the things you go through. And then we do a body analysis where they step on this scale that tells you way too much about yourself that you don't really want to know.
Yep.
But it helps you to recognize that there's a difference between lean muscle mass and fat mass. It helps you recognize bone density and the importance of it, and water weight. And it also gives you a visceral fat reading, which visceral fat is not the stuff that you can pinch. Visceral fat is the stuff on the inside that is dangerous that we that we can't see and we can't pinch. And so those are all things that help people realize what's going on with their body. And then the best thing is it gives you a metabolic age. Sometimes it's really good, and other times like, ooh.
I'm 106, darn.
Yes. And you know, not everyone wants to be weighed, and not everybody wants to know that. So I go based on what makes them feel good. Some people just like to see themselves in the mirror and notice a change, or they want to see how things have gotten looser. And not everybody comes to me for weight loss. Definitely a misconception. Not
Okay.
everyone comes to me for weight loss. A lot of people come to me because I need to work on my balance. I need to work on my flexibility. I need to work on my mobility. So the 5 key things that I focus on: flexibility, which is our muscles and our tendons and our ligaments to move without injury. Mobility is our joints, which connect the 2 bones together to move freely without hurting. And so we work on those 2 things. We work on balance, and then we work on mindfulness and strength.
You know, the mindfulness part is the hardest part for me. I don't think my brain ever stops, even when I'm asleep.
That is a problem. I know. I do the same thing.
Do you?
Yes. So one thing that I've actually started doing since I became a registered yoga teacher is that before I go to bed at night, I have this whole little routine that I go through. I put on my essential oils, and I get down on my floor, and I go through a few simple moves, and I quiet my mind. I set my intention for sleep, and it has really helped me sleep better.
Well, we
Yeah.
may need to talk later.
Okay.
In all seriousness, we're going to, in a minute, we're going to take a break. Well, a couple of minutes. But in the meantime, let's talk about where they can find you. So, for instance, what's your email address? And I know that Steve has it there, and he's going to put it up on the screen.
All right.
Which, go ahead and say it.
My email address, pretty much everything that I have is Healthy Living with Regina. If
Okay.
you put that in, you're going to be able to find me. It's healthylivingwithregina.com. And then that's my website.
Gotcha. So Regina at Healthy Living with Regina.
And you can find me on Instagram the same way. You can find me on Facebook the same way. You can find me on TikTok and on YouTube.
You do TikTok videos?
I do.
Oh.
Yeah.
That ought to be fun.
It is fun. Sometimes I do silly stuff. Most of the time, I can be silly. Most of the time, I'm doing. I also cook. What I try to do is take what we would think of as mom and pop's recipes, the things that taste really good, and bring those in. And let's see if I can transform it and make it actually better for you.
And still tastes good.
Yes, and still taste good. So my whole motto is better, not perfect. I'm not working on perfection. I don't look in the mirror and expect perfection. I don't expect perfection out of my clients. So we work on trying to be better every day, and there's 365 days in a year, so at the end of a year, you're 365 days better.
Ooh, I like it.
So, yes.
So I'm really into the food part, and I'm actually pretty good about that. But you know, during times of stress and winter, you tend to really like those comfort foods. So that is always fun to try to make. We really will talk later. That comfort food still be comforting.
Yes.
And have some flavor.
Yes.
And you know, after a while, I believe this myself, that after a while, if you get off of some of that, then you start tasting things that you really never tasted before. Like, oh, a carrot. That's pretty darn good.
Right.
Or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
It's amazing how, you know, I have an 8-month-old grandbaby right now, and so we're just starting to feed him food. And when you taste that food, it's the most bland food in the entire world.
Yeah.
But that's what we start our children out at, and we are the ones who incorporate the preservatives, the flavorings, the added colors, and all the things that don't need to be there. And if you ever watch bodybuilders, which I'm not one, they'll wind up eating baby food to try to cut weight.
No way.
Yes, it is one of the things they do. But then it teaches you, too, that you don't have to have all that can I say crap on TV?
Yes, you can.
Okay. You don't need all that crap.
There's other words you can't, but that one's
Okay,
okay.
okay, that one works.
Yeah.
So yes, there's this whole thing that I did about clean out the crap. And spring is a great time to do it. Clean out the crap. Look in your refrigerator, look for simple ingredients. Look in your pantry, look for simple ingredients. And I don't know how much time I have to talk, so you can just tell me when I need to be quiet. But going back to food, about fitness and wellness, people always think, oh my gosh, I have to go on a diet and I've got to quit eating this, and oh my gosh, I hate to exercise. And I've got to start exercising. So think about what you can put in. What can you put in your everyday food that will help you feel better, look better, move better? Can you put more water in your body? Can you put more fresh fruits and vegetables? Even if it's just one serving, do that 1 week, then the next week see if you can do it again. Try switching to sourdough bread.
That's the best.
I love sourdough bread, right? And then as far as exercise goes, you don't have to start out doing an hour-long workout. You know what my workout was today? I did a 20-minute workout because that's what time I had to do.
Gotcha.
So it's called exercise snacks. Do a little bit, 5 minutes, do a little bit, 5 minutes, do a little bit, 5 minutes. And everything helps you improve. So.
What's your favorite dish? What do you like, and what does your family like? There's the hard part, too, getting everybody
to... I don't really think I have a favorite. I love fresh. I love the Mediterranean diet, everything that's Mediterranean. I actually love pasta. People say, you don't eat carbohydrates. Yes, I do. I eat carbohydrates. I love pasta. I love sourdough bread. But I would say probably my favorite is, if I had to pick one, I love fresh fruits and vegetables.
Okay. And you know, there's so many different ways you can do that. I grew up on a farm, and we raised everything. We had well water. We raised everything in our garden. We did our own meat and chickens, etc. And we used to have. Mom was a great cook, and my grandmother. I mean, they just passed it down.
Oh yeah.
And the fruits and vegetables, there were lots of them, especially, I tell you what, during time for picking green beans, I hated those things. Because you're sitting there picking them, and then you're snapping them.
Yes,
and
I've done that too.
Oh, man. But when I think about what you just said, the act of tasting and actually making it simple enough
Yes.
to where you actually taste what you're eating rather than the sauce and the seasonings. So, what seasonings? I know people to kind of back off of the salt a little bit, but there are other seasonings that
absolutely.
Like
I use a lot of lemon and lime.
Lemon zest.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
You can make anything better with that. Can't
you can. Yes.
Lemon and lime.
And you know, you can use, like, I don't know if I should promote a company, but Mrs. Dash.
Oh yes,
they're great because there's no added salt and it's all natural, and you know you can add salt is actually good for us.
Yes,
because you know we need some of the minerals that we get from salt, and it actually helps us stay hydrated if we're sweating a lot. So you do need sodium. So I'm not saying that we should exclude that altogether. It's just watching it so you don't overdo it and let that taste win instead of what you're actually eating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the other trick that I've always learned, and when I can do it, it's great, is to shop the outer rims of the grocery store, because that's where the good stuff is.
That is a good trick.
Yeah,
that is a good trick.
Because the middle is tempting.
Yes.
I mean, you just see all these amazing things, and then you turn it around and look at it, and sugar is, if it's not the first ingredients, it's the second or third.
You're exactly right.
Do you bake at all?
Yes.
There's some healthy alternatives for baking as well. Yeah.
I love to bake. Yes. I love, like I mentioned earlier, I love dark chocolate. I probably eat a little bit of dark chocolate every day.
Ooh.
But I love my own brownies. I love my own banana bread. And I am kind of snobby about it. But the thing is, I say to myself, I don't want to put the calories in if I don't enjoy it. I'm not going to eat food that I don't enjoy.
Exactly. You know,
So-
that's kind of the French way of looking at things.
Yeah.
They eat a lot, they eat slow, but they don't eat anything that doesn't taste
Yes.
good.
Okay, and going back to the slow,
Yes.
that is where that mindfulness comes in. Mindfulness doesn't mean just sitting and meditating, although that's perfect and it's great, and I believe we all should do more of it. But mindfulness also is about when you're eating. Pay attention to, like, enjoy all of the things. Enjoy the beauty of the food. Look at it. Smell it. Taste it. Put it in your mouth. Chew it fully and slowly, and enjoy the flavor of it.
And put the fork down every now and then.
Yes, and I believe that's where people, and I'm not saying I'm not guilty of it, because I am. I travel a lot now, going back and forth to see clients, but eating slowly so that your brain actually catches up with your stomach, because they have to talk to each other. And if you eat fast, then your belly's going, I'm still hungry.
Uh-huh. But you're really not.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't been able to process that signal to your brain to say, you're actually full. So just put that fork down. It's that 80-20 rule. Stop eating when you're 80% full.
Gotcha.
Harahachibu.
Gotcha. Okay, we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
And then we're going to come back, and you're going to teach me some things, right?
Yes,
You're going
yes.
to do some demonstrations.
Yes.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Torture you.
Hello, I'm Dave Todd, president of Todd Films. We work alongside Bella Vista Community Television to produce some of the content you see aired here. Have you thought about reaching your customers through a television ad? We have several options for you to consider. They range from coming to our studio here, or going to your place of business, or on location. Once you have your commercial, Bella Vista Community Television has several options for you to consider for airing your commercial. Do you have a live event that you would like to capture on video? We also offer live production packages that may be of interest. Please continue to tune in to Bella Vista Community Television. We hope you are enjoying this program. And now back to the show.
Okay, we're back, and boy, we're going to do the fun stuff now.
We are.
We are. So, you're going to get down there on this beautiful mat, and you're going to show us some stuff. Let's do some
Okay,
demonstrations.
Well, so one of the things that I wanted to point out is that people think that you have to have special equipment and that you have to have this fancy gym to go to, and I'm here to prove to you that you don't have to have any of that. I did bring a yoga mat simply because if you have a mat will travel. So you can use your yoga mat to do all kinds of things. And one of the things that we work on in yoga, well, there's several things. So we work on flexibility and mobility, all those things that we spoke about earlier, and balance. And then it's also about quieting your mind, the mindfulness, so that you can go through the exercises in a way that it means something to you. And sometimes people even cry during yoga or when we go into Shavasana because it's been such a beautiful experience. So the great thing about going down into like child's pose
That actually feels good.
It
that
is a
one.
great stretch for your back. It's a great stretch for your arms and your shoulders. But it also gives you an opportunity to quiet your mind, let the day go away, and focus on your breathing and focus on the movements that you're getting ready to do. And it's also a way to show your body gratitude, because not everybody is the same, and not everybody's bodies move the same way. So the biggest thing is that you figure out how you can move, and as we grow older, you may not be able to move the way that you used to, but you move in a different way. You just keep moving. So if you can't do, let's say, the downward facing dog with the heel extended all the way up to the sky, then you do an alternative. So, like, you take your chair and do downward facing dog.
Gotcha.
You're getting the same movement, but it's altered so that you can do that. And if you don't have, I'm going to use JB
Oh, no.
as a student.
Okay, what do I need to do?
We are going to do a squat. I'm going to adjust your chair here. So if you have limited mobility or flexibility, or you have some joint pain in your knees, one way to do that in a squat to strengthen your quads and your glutes is to use a chair. So I'm going to let you get over there. And I just want you to separate your feet as wide as your hips.
Well, that's pretty wide.
Keep those shoulders squared up.
Yeah.
Engage your core. And then I want you to take your hands right here. And I want you to squat just till your tailbone meets that chair, and then come right back up. So this is a great way to do squats and learn correct form. And the chair is always there to catch you if you need it to. Okay?
So what if the chair wasn't there?
So if the chair wasn't there, or if you don't think that you need it, then you just do a regular freestanding squat.
So let's see if I can do that. Whoa! I thought I could. Let me try again.
There you go. That's it. Perfect squat. Look at this.
Yeah, I'll
Perfect
look
squat.
later and I'll know it's not, but okay. All right.
And there are other things that you can do using a chair. Chair yoga is becoming very popular. You can do dips and push-ups on your chair. You can use the chair to assist you in doing mobility exercises like flexing your foot. But this is an adduction movement, so you're working on those hips. You can use it to sit if you're doing weighted exercises, you know, like doing shoulder press, doing bicep curls, doing overhead tricep extensions. So chairs can be really handy. You don't have to have fancy equipment.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
And is there anything else that you want me to talk to you about as far as?
Well, let's just say you have a new client.
Okay.
And you've determined that probably the best way to start are some basic yoga moves, and maybe what would you tell somebody to get started? Because there's no way on earth I can get my foot that high in the air. So how would you start them off, or how would you start somebody off to try to get them to enjoy what they're doing?
That's a good question. Like I mentioned before, everybody moves differently. Some people have trouble getting down on just their knees. So I always have blankets handy, or we can take a yoga mat and fold it over and double up so that it gives you a little more cushion. Some people are limited on being able to sit this way because of maybe knee injuries or ankle injuries. So you can take, again, a blanket or a towel, fold it up and put it underneath your seat and your heels to give you some more cushion and lift you up off the floor. Using blocks, which we use in yoga, that brings the floor up to you. So if you can't get into a downward facing dog, you can use the chair or you can use blocks.
Gotcha.
Because it brings the floor up to you. And then another thing that I notice a lot of people have trouble with is that we do, in vinyasa, we do a lot of the vinyasa flow. We step, we go into downward facing dog, and then you step your leg in between your thumbs. So one way to do that, if you're having trouble with that, is drop down to your knees, take your foot and place it in between your thumbs.
Gotcha.
So there are ways to move that that you can get through if you have any joint pain, any injuries, or if you're just beginning and you're afraid.
Or you don't want to do it.
Or you don't want to do it, yes. And it's the same, that applies to personal training as well. So the first thing I do with someone is I assess their range of motion. I assess their strength, I assess their posture, and then we go from there. So you might start out with using 5-pound weights, and before you know it, on a shoulder press, you're using 12 or 15 pounds. But always checking for range of motion. Is the exercise being done properly?
That's the hard part, because you know, you think you're doing these right and then you're
Yes.
not.
Yes.
So
that's where a personal trainer comes in. I've got some clients that I've been training for years because they like the accountability. But sometimes people come to me because they just want me to teach them how to do it correctly, add some variety, and what they can use that they have at home. Because let's face it, not everyone can afford a personal trainer. I couldn't afford myself. But it really is about me being your teacher. And then we part ways, or you just check in with me. I'm starting with someone tomorrow that I'm doing exactly that. She's got some knowledge, she's got home equipment, she wants me to show her what to do, and then we're going to check in.
gotcha.
And it's the accountability part that really helps people. It's like once you start to eat a little cleaner and you're drinking more water, then you don't want to go put crap in it because like you've been doing so good.
Yes.
And so then when you start putting exercise in, you want to make sure that you're putting good food in, you're drinking a lot of water, and they all go together. So you don't want to mess up any of those pieces of the blocks.
Speaking of messing up, if you mess up, it's not the end of the
It
universe.
is not.
Okay.
It is not. And I don't know if I have a chance to tell you a quick story about myself.
You do?
I? Okay.
Yes.
So I've been in the fitness industry for, well, I don't want to tell you how long, but a long time. I have a 37-year-old daughter. I'll be 58 in May.
You're a baby.
Yeah, okay. Well, so about 2005, it was 2005, I was already personal training. I had a really great personal training business going. I was making good money. I had a lot of clients, and I go out for a motorcycle wreck. I did have a wreck. I was going out for a motorcycle ride, and we had a wreck, and I had 3 head injuries.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. I have some really graphic pictures, but I had an orbital fracture and 2 skull fractures.
Were you not wearing your helmet?
I was not, but it was not I guess it was intentional. I had ordered a helmet, and we went for this little short ride.
Gotcha.
That was all we were doing, just this little short ride. And an accident happened, but I was in the hospital in the ICU unit for 10 days.
Wow.
Yes, I couldn't open my eyes. I had such a bad headache. Well, yeah, obviously it took me out of my job for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
And I started having seizures. So that changed my life a little bit. And then that same year, I got a divorce. It was a trifecta, and I lost a sister to domestic violence. So that became this huge obstacle in my life. And then there were moments when I was like, I'm not going to recover from this. And how can I go out and be an inspiration to people? How can I teach my clients to eat right and work out when I don't even give a crap about life right now?
Right, right.
I thought I was broken. I thought emotionally I was broken, and I was for a little bit. But there are obstacles that come into our lives every single day.
They're to teach you something.
Unfortunately, I hated that phrase.
I understand. I understand.
I thought if anybody else ever said that to
I'm
me,
sorry.
no.
I'm sorry.
At that moment, I was just like, things happen for a reason, and you're going to learn a lesson from this. I'm like, what comes good of this? But I did become active in the domestic violence world. I became an advocate for speaking out for domestic violence. And I overcame all of those things.
Yes, you did.
And so my big message here is that you can overcome things. Life can slow you down. You may not get to move the way you used to move, but you can keep moving.
Gotcha.
And you can put things in your body that make you feel better, that make you healthier. And so that's another one of my phrases, it's never too late. It is never too late to start doing something that's good for yourself.
Yes.
So I encourage anyone who questions whether or not they can do exercise or they can start eating to make them feel better, or if they can quiet their mind for 5 minutes to meditate and really reflect and find that inner strength, that you just have to start. And if you need a coach, I can help you out.
Yes, you can. So let's tell them one more time, your email address, your contact information. I think you have a phone number and an email address.
Yes.
Look at there. Look at him. He's got it up there. Yay. I think he's still
Yes.
speaking to me.
Ah, okay.
I think so. And your website is www.healthylivingwithregina. All one big long
Yes,
word.
it is big long.
.com.
Yes.
Really quick, two other quick things. I noticed you said that our fast friends were here today.
Yes,
You're going to start
yes.
working maybe with them.
Yes,
stretching.
I'm hoping to do some stretching, and so a lot of people experience injuries because they overuse of certain muscle groups.
Gotcha.
And it puts a lot of stress on joints and ligaments and tendons. And so one of the things that I can help with is yoga for athletes, to help you realign and to stretch those muscles that we overuse so much, and to teach you how to strengthen the opposite side of that muscle, or the muscles that work together. And also, I have a yoga retreat coming up.
Yes, you do. Let's talk about that.
Yes, I have a yoga and wellness retreat April the 25th through the 27th, and it's glamping.
And I've been there. Little Sugar
yes,
Farm.
I have never glamped,
It
so I'm
is
so
wonderful.
excited about it. I've
Living in a
never-
tent with a chandelier in the middle is pretty
I know,
cool.
it's absolutely beautiful. So it's a time to renew and recharge, and disconnect from the world and reconnect with yourself and with like-minded people, to go out and enjoy nature. We're going to be by a creek. We're going to do some hiking in beautiful northwest Arkansas. I'll be doing some yoga 2 days on Saturday and Sunday. We'll do some intention setting, vision boardings, a little bit of meditation. And meditation sounds so intimidating, but really meditation is just quieting your mind.
Gotcha. Okay. Wow. I could talk to you for at least
I know,
another hour.
we could just talk way too much.
Well, we will, but not on set.
Okay.
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 All right. Hey, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and check it out. Check out her website. Get in touch with her.
Yeah.
She's another fabulous Bella Vista resident
Yes,
and
yes.
person. So we'll see you next month for Let's Talk About It. Take care.
Bye.